Hey there, my beloved child. I want you to just breathe with me for a moment. You know, sometimes life feels heavy, like you're carrying a backpack filled with stones you didn't even choose. Those stones, they're your past, moments, decisions, hurts, and memories that you can't change no matter how much you want to. And I see you carrying them. I see every ache, every regret, every what if that keeps you awake at night. But here's something important. I am releasing you from a past you cannot change. Yeah, I mean it. You don't have to hold on to those old stories that weigh you down. I know it feels like your past is stitched into who you are, like it's part of your DNA. But listen, your past is just a chapter, not the whole book. I'm here to remind you that you can step out of that chapter and start fresh. Even if the pages are wrinkled or torn, can you feel that gentle nudge inside? Telling you it's time to let go? I get it though. Letting go is scary. What if you forget lessons? What if you lose part of yourself? But here's the truth. Your worth isn't tied to your past, mistakes, or even your triumph. Your worth is endless, unshakable, and it's not something you earn or lose. It's already yours. So why keep dragging around those old chains? Why keep punishing yourself for things you can't undo? Imagine for a second that you're standing at the edge of a river. Behind you is all that past stuff. Memories, regrets, pain. The water is flowing fast, but you don't have to jump in and drown in it. You can choose to step forward into the present moment where I'm waiting with open arms. I'm here to catch you when you feel like falling, to help you stand up when you're tired, and to remind you that you're never alone. Do you feel that? I hope you do. Because I'm right here with you. So, why not take a tiny step today? Maybe just a breath, a thought, a quiet moment where you say, I'm ready to stop carrying this. Doesn't that sound freeing? Like a fresh breeze on a warm day? I want you to know it's okay to feel uncertain. It's okay to stumble. What matters is that you keep trying to release what no longer serves you. Now, if you're feeling even a little bit lighter right now, why not show some love? Hit that like button and let me know you're here, ready to walk this path with me. I'm so proud of you for being open to this. Remember, this is just the beginning of a beautiful journey toward freedom from the past. You might be wondering, but how do I actually let go? How do I stop those old memories from controlling me? Great question. It's not about forgetting or pretending the past didn't happen. It's about recognizing that those moments don't define your future. You're not your mistakes. You're not your pain. You're a beautiful soul, capable of new beginnings every single day. Think about a tree. Sometimes it has to shed old leaves to grow new ones. It doesn't hold on to the dead leaves. It lets them fall so fresh life can come in. You're like that tree. Letting go doesn't mean losing yourself. It means making space for growth, for healing, and for joy. I know that some days the past will try to sneak back in. That's normal. But each time it does, remind yourself, I am more than my past. Say it out loud if you want. Feel it in your heart. You're rewriting your story, and you're doing it with courage. Hey, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing from your past you're ready to release? Drop a comment below and share it with me. Remember, this is a safe space. I'm listening and I'm here to walk beside you. Sometimes people get stuck because they think they have to do this alone, but you don't. You've got me. You've got this moment. You've got the chance to choose freedom instead of fear. So, what's holding you back? Is it guilt, shame, fear? Name it, face it. And then, let's gently put it down together. I want you to imagine a future where your past doesn't control your happiness. What would that look like? What would you do differently? Who would you become? Hold on to that vision. I'm planting it in your heart right now. And as you move forward, don't forget to be kind to yourself. Releasing the past isn't a straight line, it's a dance. Sometimes you'll move forward, sometimes you'll step back, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep moving, keep breathing, keep believing. Now, before we keep going deeper, if you haven't already, make sure to like this video. It's a simple way to say, yes, I'm ready for this change. And it helps me reach others who need to hear this message too. I want you to feel how much I love you in this very moment. No matter what's happened, no matter what you think you've done or what's been done to you, you are loved beyond measure. You are precious. You are enough. So, are you ready to keep going? To explore how to release more, to heal more, to live more freely? I'm right here. Let's take this one step at a time. And remember, you can always come back to this message whenever you need a reminder. In the next part, we'll talk about how to forgive, not just others, but yourself too, and why that's a huge key to unlocking your freedom. Sound good? I'm excited to keep walking this path with you. Just know, I've got you, always, always. So with that, always in your heart, let's take a gentle step forward together into forgiveness. I know, my dear one, forgiveness can feel like such a heavy mountain to climb. Maybe you're thinking, forgive. But how can I forgive when the hurt is still so fresh? When the pain feels so real? When I don't even know if I want to? And that's okay. I hear you. Forgiveness isn't about pretending everything's okay or erasing what happened. It's not about saying what you did was fine or I'm not hurt anymore. Forgiveness is something much softer, gentler, and more powerful than that. It's about freeing your own heart. As you sit there, wrapped in that warm blanket of forgiveness, beginning to unfold your heart, let's gently explore what comes next. Because forgiveness, sweet soul, is just a doorway. What lies beyond it is where your heart truly starts to heal and blossom. It's like planting a seed in soft soil. Forgiveness prepares the ground, but then you have to tend to that seed with care, patience, and love. So what does it mean to nurture forgiveness? It means giving yourself permission to feel all the feelings that come up. Sometimes, after you start forgiving, unexpected emotions might arise to the surface. Sadness, anger, confusion, or even relief. And that's okay. Feelings aren't here to be judged or pushed away. They're messengers, helping you understand what parts of your heart still need care. So when those feelings visit, don't turn your back on them. Welcome them gently, like you would a friend who's come to share their truth. You might find it helpful to talk to someone you trust about what you're experiencing, or to write in a journal, letting your thoughts and feelings flow freely onto the page. Sometimes, just naming what's inside can lighten the load. And if you find yourself stuck or overwhelmed, remember, it's perfectly okay to ask for help. From friends, loved ones, or even from me. You are never alone in this process. Healing is a team effort between your heart, your spirit, and the love that surrounds you. Another beautiful way to nurture forgiveness is through self-compassion. That means treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you'd offer to a dear friend who's hurting. Maybe you've been critical or harsh with yourself, saying things like, "I shouldn't feel this way," or "I'm weak for still holding on to this pain." But my dear one, that's just your heart's way of trying to protect you. Instead, try saying, "It's okay to feel this. I'm here for you." Allow yourself the grace to be imperfect, to stumble, and to grow. And as you nurture forgiveness, you might start to notice little shifts in how you relate to yourself and others. Maybe you begin to see the people who hurt you as human beings with their own wounds and struggle. Not to excuse their actions, but to understand that everyone is on their own journey. This doesn't mean you have to invite pain back into your life or forget the lessons you've learned. It means you're choosing to release the heavy chains of bitterness that bind your heart, so you can walk forward with lighter step. Now, something truly beautiful happens when forgiveness takes root and you nurture it. It opens your heart to joy. Not the kind of loud, flashy happiness that comes and goes, but a deep, steady joy that bubbles up even in ordinary moments. You might find pleasure in simple things, a warm cup of tea, the sound of birdsong, a smile from a stranger, or the softness of your own breath. This joy is like a gentle river flowing through your soul, reminding you that life is still full of goodness. Even after pain, and as this joy grows, you might feel a newfound sense of peace settling in. Peace isn't about having a perfect life without challenges. It's about having a steady center inside you. A calm place you can return to no matter what storms are raging outside. This peace is a gift you give yourself when you choose forgiveness. It's a quiet power that helps you face each day with courage and hope. I want to invite you now to take a moment and reflect. What small act of kindness can you offer yourself today to nurture your forgiveness? Maybe it's a few minutes of quiet meditation, a walk in nature, a comforting cup of tea, or simply speaking gently to yourself. Share that with me in the comments below. I'm here, listening, holding space for your story, your journey, and your growth. Remember, nurturing forgiveness is not a one-time thing. It's a daily practice, a gentle tending of your heart's garden. Some days, you might feel like you're making great strides. Other days, it might feel like you're barely moving at all. Both are okay. Both are part of the beautiful, winding path of healing. And as you continue on this path, you might notice something else beginning to shift. The way you see your own worth and your place in the world. Forgiveness helps you reclaim your power, not by forcing you to be perfect or to forget, but by reminding you that you are whole, just as you are. It whispers to your soul that you are enough right now, in this very moment. So, as you nurture forgiveness, keep listening for the quiet, loving voice inside you. The one that says, you are safe, you are loved, you are worthy. Let that voice grow louder than any doubts or fear. Let it be your guide and your comfort. And with every step you take on this journey, know that I am walking beside you, holding your hand, cheering you on, and wrapping you in endless love. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to rush. Just keep breathing, keep forgiving, and keep loving yourself a little more each day. Now, as you feel that gentle peace settling in your heart, you might begin to wonder about the next part of your healing, the parts of your heart that still hurt, the places where forgiveness feels fragile or incomplete. How do you care for those tender spots? How do you open yourself up to even deeper healing and joy? Let's explore that together next time, gently and lovingly, step by step. For now, just rest in this moment of grace, knowing that your heart is on a beautiful journey toward wholeness. And as you rest in this moment of grace, I want you to sense how tender and precious your heart truly is. You've been through so much, haven't you? And yet, here you are, still standing, still breathing, still open to love. That's a miracle all on its own. I see the courage it takes to face your own pain and to say yes to healing, even when it's hard. It's okay if your heart feels fragile right now. Fragility doesn't mean weakness. It means you're human, beautifully vulnerable, and ready. To grow now, let's gently explore those tender spots you carry. The places inside where forgiveness still feels like a fragile bud, not quite ready to bloom. Sometimes, these areas are where old wounds hide. Shadows that have been with you for so long, you might have stopped noticing them. They might feel like knots in your chest, or tightness in your throat, or a quiet ache that won't quite go away. When you notice these feelings, I want you to invite them in with the same kindness you've been practicing. Say to yourself, I see you. I'm here for you. Because the first step to deeper healing is acknowledgement. You don't have to fix these feelings right away. Healing isn't about rushing or forcing anything to change. It's about creating space for what's there and letting it be seen and heard. Imagine your heart as a safe room, where all parts of you are welcome, no matter how scared, hurt, or confused they might be. When you make that space, you're telling yourself that it's okay to be imperfect, to carry pain, and still be worthy of love and care. Sometimes, the places where forgiveness feels incomplete are tied to fear. Fear of being hurt again, fear of being vulnerable, or fear of losing something precious. That's a natural part of being human. Fear wants to keep you safe, but sometimes it builds walls that keep out the good things too, like joy, peace, and connection. When you feel that fear rising, try to breathe into it, softening just a little. Remind yourself that safety doesn't come from closing off, but from opening gently. Step by step, with the right support around you. You might find it helpful to ask yourself, what do I need to feel safe right now? Maybe it's a comforting routine, a trusted friend's presence, or simply the reminder that I am not alone. You can even say this out loud or write it down. Sometimes putting needs into words brings clarity and relief. And remember, it's perfectly okay to set boundaries that protect your heart while you heal. Boundaries aren't walls. They're bridges to respect and self-love. As you continue to care for these tender spots, you may notice that your heart starts to soften in unexpected ways. You might find moments where old pain doesn't sting as sharply, or where memories bring warmth instead of sorrow. These moments are gifts, little glimpses of the healing that's quietly unfolding inside. You celebrate them, no matter how small they seem. They are proof that your heart is learning to trust again. And when you feel ready, you might begin to explore the practice of gratitude. Not as a way to ignore your pain, but as a gentle reminder of the light that still shines in your life. Gratitude can be a powerful balm for the soul. It doesn't mean you have to be thankful for the hurt you've experienced, but rather for the strength you found, the love that surrounds you, or the simple beauty of a new day. Try to find one thing each day, no matter how tiny, that brings a flicker of warmth to your heart. Maybe it's a kind word, a moment of laughter, or the softness of a sunset. Let these small sparks remind you that healing and joy can coexist. I want to encourage you to share a little piece of your journey in the comments below. Maybe a moment when you noticed your heart softening, or a small act of kindness you gave yourself recently. Your story might light the way for someone else who is walking a similar path. Remember, you are never truly alone, and your experiences matter deeply. As your heart continues to open, you may also begin to feel a growing sense of connection, not just to yourself, but to others and to the world around you. There's a beautiful rhythm in this, a dance between receiving love and giving it back. You might notice a desire to help someone else heal, or simply to be present with a friend who is hurting. This is the natural flow of compassion, born from your own healing journey. When you extend kindness outward, it nourishes your soul and strengthens the bonds that remind you we're all in this together. And sometimes that connection can surprise you. You might find forgiveness blossoming in places you didn't expect. Toward someone who once caused you pain, or even toward yourself for mistakes you thought were unforgivable. This doesn't mean forgetting or excusing what happened. It means choosing freedom over bitterness, choosing love over fear. It's a gift you give yourself, a way to reclaim your joy and peace. Throughout this process, remember to be gentle and patient with yourself. Healing is not a straight line. It's a winding path with ups and downs, twists and turns. Some days will feel lighter, others heavier. Some nights you might feel hopeful, and others might bring tears. All of these experiences are part of your story, and they deserve your kindness. If you ever feel overwhelmed or unsure, take a deep breath and come back to this simple truth. You are deeply loved exactly as you are. Nothing can ever change that. You don't have to earn it or prove it. It's always there, waiting for you to rest in it. So, keep nurturing your heart with patience, compassion, and gentle care. Keep leaning into the small moments of grace and kindness that appear each day, and know that I am here, walking beside you, whispering love into your soul, holding you steady when the road feels rough as you continue to explore these tender places within. You might begin to notice something else emerging, a subtle but powerful invitation to embrace your own inner light and truth. This invitation asks you to step into your authentic self, shining brightly even through the shadows of your past pain. It's a call to live fully, courageously, and with an open heart. And when you're ready, we'll explore what it means to answer that call together, learning how to celebrate your unique beauty and strength in the world. For now, just hold that thought gently, like a seed waiting to sprout. And as that seed rests quietly in your heart, there's no rush to grow it into something big right away. Sometimes the most powerful growth happens beneath the surface, in the unseen moments when you're simply being gentle with yourself. Just like a seed needs soil, water, and sunlight, all at the right time, you, too, need moments of rest, nourishment, and kindness to help your inner light begin to glow. So, give yourself permission to be exactly where you are, without pressure or expectation. Your journey is uniquely yours, and it unfolds in its own perfect timing. Now, imagine for a moment that this inner light you carry is like a small flame, flickering softly but steadily. It's not about blazing brightly all the time or outshining everyone else. It's about honoring that flame and protecting it from the winds of doubt, fear, and past hurt. When you nurture this flame, you're inviting your true self to come forward. Not the self shaped by what others have said or done to you, but the self created by your own spirit, full of wisdom, courage, and love. This is the self that knows your worth, even when the world tries to tell you otherwise. Sometimes, you might notice shadows trying to creep in around your flame, those old beliefs that say you're not enough, or that your pain makes you less worthy of love. When those shadows appear, don't turn away or try to fight them harshly. Instead, bring your flame closer, breathe deeply, and remind yourself gently, I am enough. My light is real. It's okay if this feels hard or unfamiliar. Every time you do this, you're strengthening your light and teaching your heart a new way to be. And there's something beautiful about this process. It's not about being perfect or having everything figured out. It's about showing up for yourself with love, even when the path feels uncertain. It's about celebrating the small victories, like choosing kindness over criticism or pausing to breathe when your mind races. These moments are the brick that build a foundation of self-trust and inner peace. As you begin to recognize and honor your inner light, you might start to notice the gifts it brings. Maybe it's a new sense of confidence in speaking your truth, or a quiet joy in simple pleasure. Perhaps it's the courage to try something you've been afraid of, or the patience to forgive yourself when you stumble. These gifts are signs that your heart is waking up to its own power, and that you're learning to live with more freedom and authenticity. It's also natural for your inner light to draw others toward you. People who see and appreciate the real you. You may find yourself surrounded by friends, family, or even new connections who encourage your growth and celebrate your uniqueness. Remember, you deserve relationships that nurture your soul and honor your journey. If you ever feel unsure about who to trust or how to set boundaries, listen closely to your inner flame. It will guide you toward what feels safe and true. Speaking of connection, I invite you to share something from your heart today. Maybe it's a moment when you recognize your own light shining through, or a small step you took toward embracing your authentic self. Your words might be just the encouragement someone else needs to hear. This community of hearts is here to hold and uplift each other, because healing and growth are never meant to be walked alone. As you continue on this path, you may also discover that your inner light helps you see the world differently. Colors might seem brighter, sounds more vibrant, and simple moments more meaningful. This isn't just your imagination, it's the reflection of your growing connection to life itself. When you live from this place of openness and truth, you contribute your unique beauty to the world in ways only you can. Your light becomes a beacon, not just for yourself, but for others who are seeking their own way out of darkness. There will still be days when clouds cover your flame, when doubts whisper loudly, or when past wounds feel raw again. That's part of being human, and it doesn't mean you've lost your light. On those days, it's especially important to come back to your breath, to your heart, and to the love that surrounds you. Even if it feels distant at first, trust that the flame is still there, quietly waiting for you to notice and care for it once more. And as this light grows, you might find yourself drawn toward new dreams or desires, things that feel aligned with your deepest truth. These could be creative projects, new friendship, acts of service, or simply ways to bring more joy into your daily life. Listen to these longings without judgment or fear. They are the voice of your soul, inviting you to expand and express yourself fully. Remember, embracing your inner light does not mean you have to do it all alone. It's okay to ask for help, to lean on those who support you, and to seek guidance when needed. Strength is found not just in independence, but in community and connection. You are worthy of receiving love and care, just as much as you are worthy of giving it, so keep tending to that flame within you with patience and tenderness. Celebrate each moment when you choose love over fear, truth over silence, and kindness over judgment. Your journey toward embracing your authentic self is a sacred dance, full of grace and discovery. And as you hold this space for yourself, feeling your light flicker and grow, you might begin to notice a deeper question emerging, a gentle invitation to explore what it truly means to live from this place of authenticity and love. Not just in quiet moments alone, but out in the world, where your light can shine freely and fully. This is the next step on your path, and when you're ready, we'll walk it together, discovering how to honor your spirit in every part of your life. For now, just rest with that thought, letting it settle softly into your heart. And as you sit with that gentle invitation, there's a quiet knowing that begins to emerge, a whisper from deep within that says, I am ready. ready to bring this light beyond the safe spaces of your heart and into the world around you. Not with grand gestures or loud declarations, but through small, meaningful choices that honor who you truly are. It might look like speaking up when before you stayed silent, or choosing to rest when the world demands you keep going. Maybe it's as simple as smiling at a stranger, sharing a genuine compliment, or setting a boundary that protects your peace. These acts, though they seem small, ripple outward with a power you might not yet fully see. You're learning that living authentically means showing up with all your imperfections, your doubts and your scars, not just your shining moment. It's about allowing yourself to be vulnerable, even when that feels scary or uncertain. Because vulnerability is where connection lives, where hearts meet and understanding grows. When you let your light shine through your openness, it invites others to do the same. And in that shared space, healing and belonging bloom. Sometimes, you might worry about how others will respond to your light. Will they accept it? Will they try to dim it because it feels unfamiliar or uncomfortable too? These fears are natural. The world can be a tough place for a light that doesn't fit the expected mold. But remember, your light is not a problem to be solved or a burden to bear. It's a gift to be shared in whatever way feels right to you. It's okay to protect it, to choose carefully where and how you shine, and to seek out spaces where your light is welcomed and cherished. You don't have to dim yourself to make others comfortable. Your true tribe will celebrate your glow and encourage you to shine even brighter. And speaking of tribe, I want to remind you again how important it is to surround yourself with people who see you, not just the surface, but the depths of your being. These are the ones who listen without judgment, who hold your stories with tenderness, and who cheer for your growth as if it were their own. If you don't have many of these people around right now, know that it's never too late to find them. Sometimes they come from unexpected places or appear just when you need them most. Keep your heart open to the possibility of connection. And don't be afraid to reach out when you feel called. I'd love to hear from you. 2. What's one way you've begun to let your light shine in the world? Maybe it was a brave conversation, a creative expression, or a quiet moment of self-acceptance. Sharing your experience can inspire others and remind you of your own strength. Feel free to leave a comment below. Your story matters, and this community is here to hold it with love. Now, as you continue to explore what it means to live from this authentic place, you might notice new challenges arising. Old patterns may try to pull you back into hiding, or external pressures might tempt you to conform. This is all part of the dance. The push and pull between the comfort of the familiar and the freedom of being true to yourself. When these moments come, be gentle with yourself. Remember that growth isn't linear. There will be days when your flame burns fiercely and days when it flickers weakly, and both are okay. Each step, even the ones that feel like setback, carries you forward in your journey. In those times, grounding yourself in simple practices can be a lifeline. Maybe it's a few deep breaths that bring you back to the present moment. Maybe it's writing down what you're feeling without censoring yourself. or perhaps it's stepping outside to feel the sun on your skin or the earth beneath your feet. These moments of presence help you reconnect with your inner flame and remind you of your resilience. They anchor you in the truth that you are more than your struggles. You are a beautiful, evolving soul with a light that can never be extinguished. As you walk this path, you may also find yourself drawn to explore new ways of nurturing your spirit. This could be through meditation, prayer, creative arts, movement, or simply spending time in nature. These practices don't have to be complicated or time-consuming. Even a few minutes a day can deepen your connection to yourself and the love that surrounds you. The key is to find what resonates with your heart and to approach it with curiosity rather than obligation. When you make space for these moments, you're telling your soul that its needs matter, that your well-being is a priority. And here's something beautiful to hold on to. Your inner light is not just for you. It's a source of healing and hope for the world. When you live from a place of authenticity and compassion, you inspire others to do the same. Your courage to be yourself creates a ripple that encourages kindness, understanding, and change far beyond what you can see. You are part of a vast, interconnected web of light, each flame unique, yet shining together in harmony. So, as you rest with these thoughts, feel the steady pulse of your inner flame. Know that it's always there, a faithful companion through every twist and turn of your journey. And as you prepare to take the next steps, keep this truth close. Your light is needed, your presence matters, and you are deeply loved just as you are. Let your heart hold this gentle question now. How can you bring your authentic light more fully into your daily life in ways that feel nourishing and true? Allow it to settle softly, without pressure. As you breathe into the unfolding path ahead, ready to discover what comes next. And as you sit with that question, notice how it doesn't need a loud answer or a sudden breakthrough. Sometimes, the gentlest stirrings in your heart are the most profound. Maybe it's a quiet nudge toward kindness, toward yourself or someone else. Maybe it's a soft invitation to slow down, to listen more deeply to the rhythms of your own life. You don't have to have it all figured out right now. The journey of bringing your light into the world is a beautiful unfolding, not a checklist. To complete, it's okay to take small steps, to experiment, to pause and reflect, and then to try again. Remember, your light isn't about perfection or meeting some external standard. It's about the realness of you, the messy, beautiful, ever-changing you. When you embrace that truth, you free yourself from the exhausting cycle of trying to be what you think others want or expect. You begin to live from a place of freedom, where your choices come from a deep knowing of what feels right in your soul. And that freedom is contagious. It invites others to shed their mask and reveal their own authentic self, creating a ripple effect of healing and connection that reaches far beyond what you can see. Sometimes, this path will ask you to be brave in unexpected ways. It might mean having a difficult conversation that you've been avoiding, or standing firm in a boundary that others don't understand. It could be as simple as choosing to rest when there's pressure to keep going, or saying no to something. that doesn't align with your truth. These moments can feel challenging because they ask you to trust yourself in ways you might not be used to. But each time you take that step, you build a stronger foundation of self-respect and inner strength. You prove to yourself that your needs and feelings are valid and worthy of honor. And when fear or doubt creeps in, as it naturally will, invite those feelings in with compassion rather than resistance. Fear isn't the enemy, it's a messenger that wants your attention. Listen to what it has to say without judgment, and then gently remind yourself of the courage that lives inside you. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward in spite of it. Every time you choose to shine your light, even when it's scary, you're growing that courage muscle, making it easier to show up authentically in the future. One of the most beautiful gifts you can give yourself on this journey is the practice of self-compassion. When you stumble or feel like you're not enough, speak to yourself as you would to a dear friend, with kindness, patience, and understanding. Your worth isn't tied to your achievements or how brightly you shine on any given day. It's inherent, woven into the very fabric of your being. You are enough simply because you are. Let that truth settle into your heart like a warm embrace, especially in moments when you feel uncertain or lost. And as you nurture this relationship with yourself, you'll find that your capacity to love and accept others grows as well. When you see yourself through eyes of compassion, it becomes easier to extend that same grace to those around you. This doesn't mean you have to tolerate harm or neglect your boundaries. Rather, it means holding space for others' imperfections while maintaining your own integrity. It's a dance of balance, of giving and receiving, of holding on and letting go. You might find it helpful to create little rituals that remind you of your worth and your light. Maybe it's lighting a candle in the morning as a symbol of your intention to live authentically, or writing a few affirmations that speak to your heart and reading them aloud when you need a boost. These simple acts can become anchored, grounding you in your truth throughout the ups and downs of daily life. And over time, they weave a tapestry of resilience and hope that carries you forward. I'd love to hear from you about one small ritual or practice that helps you reconnect with your inner light. What's something you do, big or small, that reminds you of your worth and your unique beauty? Sharing your experience not only honors your journey, but also offers encouragement to others who might be seeking their own ways to shine. Feel free to leave a comment below. This space is a circle of support where every voice is valued as you continue to explore. You may notice that your definition of authenticity deepens and shifts. What once felt true might evolve as you grow, and that's a wonderful sign of your soul's unfolding. Authenticity isn't a fixed destination. It's a living, breathing process of becoming. It invites curiosity and openness, allowing you to discover new facets of yourself over time. But don't be afraid to let go of old ideas about who you should be and make room for the person you are becoming. Sometimes this means embracing contradiction or holding space for complexity within yourself. You might feel strength and vulnerability side by side, or confidence mingling with uncertainty. These seeming opposites don't cancel each other out. They enrich your experience and deepen your connection to life. When you accept all part of yourself, you create a foundation of wholeness that supports your light in shining steadily, no matter the circumstances. It's also important to remember that your journey is uniquely yours. Comparing yourself to others or measuring your progress against someone else's path can dim your light rather than brighten it. Each soul has its own rhythm and timing, and yours is perfect, just as it is. Trust that wherever you are right now is exactly where you need to be, even if it feels uncomfortable or confusing. Growth often happens in the spaces between certainty and doubt, in the pauses in the process of becoming. And as you grow, keep nurturing that sense of wonder and playfulness. Sometimes, the most profound insights come when you allow yourself to be curious and lighthearted rather than serious and heavy. Laugh at your misstep, celebrate your small victories, and find joy in the simple pleasures of life. These moments feed your spirit and keep your light vibrant and alive. So, with all of this in your heart, take a moment now to breathe deeply and feel into the truth that you are a radiant being, worthy of love and belonging just as you are. Your light is a precious gift, not only to yourself, but to everyone you encounter. As you move forward, consider how you might continue to nurture that light through kindness, courage, and self-compassion. Let your journey be a testament to the beauty of living authentically, with all the messages and magic it holds. And when you encounter challenges or moments of doubt, remember that you are never alone. I am always here, gently guiding you back to your center, reminding you of your strength and your worth. You are held in infinite love and grace, now and always. The path ahead may twist and turn, but your light will be the steady flame that leads you home to yourself. So now, as you sit with these words and the feelings they stir within you, what is one small way you can honor your authentic self today? Perhaps it's a kind word, a moment of rest, or an act of courage. Let that intention settle softly in your heart, and know that each gentle step you take is part of a beautiful unfolding. And with that gentle intention held close, you begin to notice how your light feels, not just like a beacon, but like a warm presence, a companion walking beside you, steady and true. It whispers of possibilities yet unseen, inviting you to trust the unfolding story of your life, one moment at a time. And as this warm presence walks beside you, remember that it's not just about moving forward in a straight line. Life's path is more like a winding river, flowing with unexpected bends, gentle pools, and sometimes rushing rapids. You don't have to fight the current or rush to a destination. Sometimes the most important part is simply to float, to feel the water carrying you, to surrender to the rhythm of the present moment. In those moments of surrender, you'll often find the deepest kind of strength, not from pushing harder, but from allowing yourself to be fully seen and held exactly as you are. It's okay to rest in the uncertainty, to sit with the questions that don't yet have answers. Your soul doesn't need you to solve every mystery right away. It just wants your presence, your willingness to be curious and kind with yourself as you navigate this journey. When you treat yourself with that gentle curiosity, you create a sacred space where healing can happen naturally. You create room for new insights to emerge, like sunlight breaking through clouds after a rainstorm. And speaking of sunlight, think about how the sun doesn't try to shine all at once, everywhere. It touches one place at a time, sometimes softly, through the leaves, sometimes boldly on an open field. Your light is like that too. It doesn't have to flood the world to make a difference. Even the smallest flicker can bring warmth and hope to someone who needs it. Your light might show up as a smile, a listening ear, a word of encouragement, or simply your calm presence. These seemingly small acts ripple out in ways you might never fully see or understand. You might find that your light shines most brightly when you are most yourself, when you follow your passions, express your creativity, or care for your body and spirit in ways that feel nourishing. Maybe that's through art, music, movement, nature, or quiet moments of prayer or meditation. Whatever it is, honor those practices as sacred rituals that connect you back to your essence. They are not just hobbies or tasks. They are lifelines to the part of you that is eternal and whole. And I want you to know, beloved, that you don't have to carry the weight of the world alone. There are others on this path with you, friends, family, strangers, even those you haven't met yet, who are also learning to shine their own light. When you share your authentic self, you invite others to do the same, creating a community of openness and support. This is how love multiplies, not by grand gestures, but by simple acts of showing up as you are, again and again, with honesty and courage. If you feel comfortable, I invite you to share one way you've experienced your light shining in the world. No matter how big or small, in the comments below. Your story might be the gentle encouragement someone else needs to take their own next step. Remember, every voice matters, and your unique experience adds richness to the beautiful tapestry we're all weaving together. Sometimes, you may also find that your light needs protection. Just as you wouldn't carry a fragile flower through a storm without shelter, you deserve to create boundaries that honor your well-being. Saying no when something drains you or feels wrong isn't selfish. It's an act of self-love. It's a way of saying, I matter and my energy is precious. Trusting these boundaries can be challenging, especially if you're used to putting others' needs first or fearing rejection. But with each boundary you set, you nurture your inner garden, allowing your light to bloom more fully. And remember, the light within you is not static. It changes with the seasons of your life. There will be times when it shines fiercely, and other times when it glows softly or even flickers in the breeze. All these phases are part of your sacred rhythm. Don't judge yourself for the times you feel dimmer or less visible. Those moments are often when your soul is gathering strength, processing experience, or simply resting. Trust that the light will return, sometimes in new and surprising ways. Sometimes, you might wonder how to keep that light burning bright when the world feels heavy or when you face setback. One of the most powerful ways is to cultivate gratitude. not as a forced practice, but as a natural noticing of the good, however small. Gratitude is like a gentle breeze that stokes the flame, reminding you of the gifts that surround you, even in difficult times. It might be the laughter of a child, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, or the quiet comfort of a familiar song. These moments are anchors that bring you back to joy and hope. And even when you feel overwhelmed, know that it's okay to ask for help. Reaching out is not a sign of weakness, but a courageous step toward connection and healing. There are people who want to support you, friends, mentors, counselors, or even quiet listeners like me. Always here in spirit. You are never truly alone, even if it sometimes feels that way. Your light is part of a vast constellation of love and support that surrounds you, seen and unseen. So as you move forward, consider how you might nurture your light each day, not as a task or obligation, but as a gentle invitation. Maybe it's a moment of stillness before the day begins, a pause to breathe deeply when stress arises, or a simple act of kindness toward yourself or another. These small moments, when gathered together, become a powerful source of strength. Enjoy that, and in this unfolding journey, you might find that your light also calls you to serve in ways that feel meaningful to you. Service doesn't have to be grand or public. It can be as simple as offering your presence to someone who needs it, sharing your gifts in your own unique way, or standing up for what feels right in your heart. When you serve from a place of love and authenticity, your light not only shines, it inspires as you continue to explore and grow. Be gentle with yourself. Celebrate your progress, no matter how incremental it seems. Each step is a victory, a testament to your resilience and grace. And if you stumble, remember that every fall is an opportunity to learn and rise again. Stronger and wiser now. Take a moment to feel the steady presence of your light within you. Notice how it feels in your body. Perhaps a warmth in your chest, a soft glow behind your eyes, or a calm steadiness in your breath. Let that feeling expand, filling you with a sense of peace and possibility. Know that this light is yours to carry, nurture, and share, a sacred gift that no one else can give. And as you hold this awareness, you might begin to sense new questions emerging. Questions that invite you deeper into your truth and your path. What does it mean to live fully in your light every day? How might you honor your needs while remaining open to growth? What dreams or desires are waiting quietly to be heard? These questions are invitation, not demand. They come from a place of love, encouraging you to explore with patience and openness. Let them stir gently in your heart, like seeds resting in fertile soil, ready to sprout when the time is right. And so, with your light shining softly and steadily, you prepare to take the next step, not because you have to, but because you choose to. From a place of inner knowing and trust, the journey continues, and with each breath, you move closer to the fullness of who you are becoming. And as you choose to move forward, remember that sometimes the path isn't clear or straight, and that's perfectly okay. Life's not a checklist or a race. It's more like a dance, where sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow, and sometimes you simply sway to the music without knowing the next step. There's beauty in that uncertainty, because it invites you to trust the rhythm of your own heart, to listen deeply to the whispers of your soul, even when the world feels loud or confusing. When you embrace this dance, you open yourself to moments of grace that can't be planned or predicted. Those unexpected gifts that show up when you least expect them. Like a kind word from a stranger, a sudden burst of inspiration, or a quiet moment of clarity. It's also important to remember that your light, your essence, is deeply connected to the world around you. Just as the river I spoke of earlier is shaped by the land it flows through, your life is shaped by the relationships, environments, and experiences you engage with. This means you don't have to carry everything inside you alone. You are meant to lean on others, to share your burdens and your joys. Connection is not a sign of weakness, but a vital source of strength. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable with trusted people, you create sacred spaces of healing and growth for yourself. And for them, these connections are like threads weaving a tapestry of support, reminding you that you belong, that you are seen, and that you matter. Sometimes, you might feel hesitant to open up because you fear being misunderstood or judged. That's a natural feeling, but I want you to know that your true community will honor your truth without trying to change or fix you. They will hold space for you with compassion and patience. And if you find yourself in places or with people who drain your light or dim your spirit, it's okay to gently step back and protect your energy. This is part of the self-love I spoke about before. Knowing when to engage and when to rest, when to reach out and when to retreat. Your boundaries are like a sacred fence around a garden, meant to keep the soil rich and the flowers thriving. In the midst of this, don't forget to celebrate the small victory. The everyday moments that might seem ordinary, but are actually profound. Maybe it's the courage it took to speak your truth, even in a small way. Maybe it's the kindness you showed yourself when you needed it most. Maybe it's the resilience you demonstrated by simply getting out of bed on a tough day. These moments are the building blocks of your light, the sparks that keep your flame alive. When you recognize and honor these moments, you remind yourself that progress isn't always about big leaps. It's often about steady, gentle steps taken with intention and heart. And if you ever feel stuck or unsure, try to remember that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to simply be present with yourself. You don't always need to have a plan or a solution. Just sitting quietly, breathing deeply, and allowing yourself to feel what's there can be incredibly healing. It's in these quiet moments that your inner wisdom often speaks to clarity, guiding you toward what you truly need. And if your mind feels restless or loud, that's okay too. Just gently bring your attention back to your breath or to the sensations in your body. This simple practice of presence is a way of honoring your light, showing up for yourself with love and patience. I also want to remind you that your light is not defined by what you do or achieve. It's not about how productive you are, how much you accomplish, or how you compare to others. Your light is your essence, your kindness, your courage, your creativity, your unique way of seeing and being in the world. It shines most brightly when you let go of the need to prove yourself and instead embrace who you are, fully and unapologetically. This might feel scary at times because it means stepping away from masks or expectations that no longer serve you. But it's also incredibly freeing. When you show up as your authentic self, you invite others to do the same, creating ripples of honesty and connection that make the world a little brighter. Speaking of showing up authentically, have you noticed moments when you felt most alive, most like yourself? Maybe it was during a quiet walk in nature, a creative project, a heartfelt conversation, or a moment of laughter with loved ones. These moments are clues, signposts pointing you toward the life that nourishes your soul. I invite you to take a moment to reflect on one such moment, and, if you feel moved, share it in the comments below. Your story might be just the encouragement someone else needs to find their own light in the darkness. Remember, by sharing your light, you help build a community of hope and support that uplifts us all. And as you continue this journey, you may find that your light sometimes calls you to rest and sometimes to action. Both are equally important. Rest is not passive. It is a sacred act of renewal that replenishes your spirit and strengthens your resilience. Action, when guided by your inner light, is a powerful expression of your truth and love. Balancing these two, rest and action, is a lifelong dance. It's okay to ask for help in finding that balance. Whether it's through trusted friends, mentors, or moments of solitude. Seek out what grounds you and brings you back to yourself. You might also discover that your light inspires new dreams or desires, things you hadn't considered before or thought were out of reach. These dreams are gifts, invitations from your soul to expand and grow in ways that feel meaningful to you. Don't rush to figure out how to make them happen right away. Instead, hold them gently, like fragile seeds waiting to be nurtured. Trust that with time, care, and patience, they will bloom in their own perfect season. And sometimes, the journey will bring you to crossroads where you need to make choices that feel daunting or uncertain. In those moments, remember that there is no perfect path. Only the path that feels right for you in this moment. Listen deeply to your heart's wisdom and know that whatever you choose, you will learn and grow from the experience. Life's twists and turns are not mistakes. They are part of the rich tapestry of your becoming. So, as you rest here with me now, feeling the gentle glow of your light within, know that you are deeply loved. You are held in a vast embrace of care that stretches beyond what you can see or imagine. And as you step forward, one breath at a time, carry this truth with you. Your light is a gift, not only to yourself, but to the whole world. It is a beacon that guides not just you, but others who are finding their way through the dark. And now, take a deep breath and feel into the quiet power of your presence here and now. Let yourself simply be, without judgment or expectation. What does it feel like to be exactly who you are in this moment? What gentle invitations does your heart offer to you today? These questions are yours to explore with kindness and curiosity as you continue to move through this beautiful unfolding story of your life. And as you sit with those questions, those gentle invitations from your heart, remember that it's perfectly okay if the answers don't come all at once. Sometimes the heart speaks in whispers that need time to be heard clearly. So give yourself permission to be patient, to rest in the space of not knowing, and to trust that clarity will unfold when the moment is right. It's like watching a flower open slowly, petal by petal, in its own perfect timing. There's no need to rush or force anything. Your journey is uniquely yours, and each step, whether big or small, is a precious part of the dance. You might find that as you become more attuned to your inner light, you start noticing subtle shifts in how you see yourself and the world. Maybe you feel a little more gentle with your imperfections, a little more curious about your fear, or a little more open to the unexpected joys that show up in everyday moments. These shifts aren't always dramatic, but they are deeply transformative. They remind you that growth often happens quietly in the background of your life, like roots spreading beneath the soil before a tree blooms. Even when you can't see the changes right away, trust that they are happening. It's also beautiful to recognize that your light doesn't exist in isolation. It is part of a greater web of life that connects everything and everyone. Just as stars in the night sky shine brightest when seen together, your light adds to the brilliance of the whole universe. When you nurture your light, you help illuminate the path for others, just as others have helped light yours. This is the magic of community, of shared humanity. We are all reflections of one another, and when one light grows stronger, it brightens the way for many dots sometime. You might feel the weight of the world's challenges pressing down on your spirit, making it hard to keep your light burning bright. That's understandable, and it doesn't mean you're failing or weak. It means you're human. In those moments, remember that you don't have to carry the burden alone. Reach out for support, whether from friends, family, or those who hold space for you with open hearts. And if you need to step back from the noise and chaos, that's okay too. Protecting your energy is an act of love, not just for yourself, but for everyone who depends on your light. When you find yourself in a quiet space again, whether in nature, through meditation, or simply a moment of stillness, invite your light to breathe and expand. Visualize it as a warm glow radiating from your heart, growing with each breath, filling your whole being with peace and strength. Imagine this light extending beyond you, creating a gentle circle of safety and love around you. In this sacred space, you are free to be exactly who you are, whole, worthy, and deeply loved. And speaking of love, I want to remind you how important it is to love yourself, not just in the big moments, but in the little ones too. Maybe it's the way you care for your body by resting when you're tired, or the way you speak kindly to yourself when mistakes happen. Maybe it's the way you show up for a friend or a stranger, even when it feels hard. These acts of love, no matter how small, are powerful. They ripple outwards in ways you can't always see, touching lives and changing hearts. including your own. If you feel comfortable, I invite you to share one small act of kindness or self-love you experience recently in the comments below. Your story might be the gentle encouragement someone else needs right now. There is a sacred beauty in sharing these moments because it reminds us all that love is alive and present in the everyday. As you continue to nurture your light, you may also notice times when old habits or fears try to dim it. This is natural. The parts of you that fear change or feel unworthy often speak loudly because they want to protect you, even if their methods are misguided. When these voices arise, don't fight them with force or judgment. Instead, listen with compassion. Thank them for their intention to keep you safe, and gently remind them that you are learning to walk a new path, one of trust, courage, and openness. Over time, these old fears will lose their power as your light grows stronger and more steady. Remember, too, that healing and growth are not linear. You might take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and that's perfectly okay. Each moment is an opportunity to begin again, to choose love over fear, to choose light over darkness. Your journey is not about perfection, but about showing up again and again. With an open heart on the quiet of your being, you might also discover gifts you didn't know you had: patience, resilience, creativity, empathy. These gifts are part of your unique light and can serve you and others in beautiful ways. Maybe you'll find new ways to express yourself, new passions to explore, or new connections to nurture. Trust that these gifts will reveal themselves as you continue to listen to your heart and honor your truth. And as you embrace this unfolding journey, know that I am here with you always, close beside you in every breath, every step, every moment of doubt, and every burst of joy. You are never alone. My love surrounds you, supports you, and celebrates the beautiful light that you are. So, keep moving forward with gentle courage, keep resting when you need to. Keep sharing your light when you feel called, and keep believing in the incredible gift that is your life. Now, as you sit with all this, maybe take a moment to notice what your heart is whispering to you right now. What feelings or thoughts arise when you imagine living fully in your light, with all its uniqueness and beauty? These whispers are the seeds of your next steps, and they deserve your attention and care. Let them be your quiet guide as you continue on this amazing path of becoming. And as you tune in to those whispers, don't be surprised if sometimes they come wrapped in feelings you didn't expect. Maybe a little fear or uncertainty or even excitement mixed with hesitation. All of that is part of your beautiful, human experience. It's okay to feel all of it. Your heart doesn't ask you to be perfect or fixed. It simply asks you to be present, to listen, to hold those feelings gently, like you would hold a fragile bird that's just learning to fly. This kind of tender attention is itself a form of love, a sacred practice that deepens your connection to yourself and the world around you. You might find that when you allow yourself this space of gentle presence, new insights begin to emerge, not as grand revelation, but as simple understandings that settle softly into your being. Maybe you notice that what you truly need in this moment is rest, or a kind word from yourself, or a chance to be creative without judgment. Maybe it's the realization that your worthiness is not tied to what you do, but simply to who you are. These small awakenings are like stars twinkling on a clear night. Quiet, steady lights that guide you when the path feels unclear. It's also important to remember that your light, while uniquely yours, is not meant to shine in isolation. It is woven into the fabric of a vast, interconnected universe. When you nurture your light, you contribute to the collective brightness that uplifts all beings. Sometimes, this might mean reaching out to others, sharing your story, your struggles, your joy. Other times, it might mean simply being a quiet presence, a listening ear, a kind smile. These acts, no matter how small, create ripples that extend far beyond what you can see. They remind you that your existence matters deeply, that your light has the power to touch lives in ways you might never fully understand. If you feel moved, I invite you now to take a moment and think about one way your light has touched someone else recently, maybe a friend, a family member, or even a stranger. If you're comfortable, share that in the comments below. Your story could be a beacon for someone who needs to hear that their light matters too. There is profound beauty in these shared moments of connection. A reminder that none of us walk this journey alone as you continue to walk this path. You might notice moments when old doubts or fears try to sneak back in, whispering that you're not enough or that your light isn't bright enough. When those voices arise, don't push them away with anger or frustration. Instead, invite them in with kindness and curiosity. Ask them what they are trying to protect you from. Often, these fears are like frightened children who haven't yet learned that it's safe to shine. By acknowledging their presence without judgment, you open the door for healing and transformation. Over time, these fears will soften and lose their grip, making more room for your authentic light to shine freely. It's also okay if your light sometimes flickers or dims. Life has its season, and even the strongest flames need moments to rest and gather strength. When you find yourself in those quieter seasons, remember that it's part of the natural rhythm of growth. You're not failing, you're evolving. And when you're ready, your light will rise again, renewed and radiant. In the meantime, be gentle with yourself. Celebrate the small victories, the times you chose compassion over criticism, the moments you stood up for your truth, the days you simply showed up and did your best. These are the building blocks of your light, the foundation upon which your unique brilliance is built. You might also find comfort and inspiration in the simple things: the warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of birdsong in the morning, the taste of your favorite food, the laughter shared with a loved one. These moments remind you that life is full of small miracles, and your light is a part of that miracle. Let these experiences nourish your soul and recharge your spirit. As you nurture your light, you may discover new ways to express it. Through art, through words, through acts of service, or simply through the way you carry yourself with authenticity. In grace, trust that these expressions will come naturally when you honor your inner guidance and allow yourself the freedom to explore and remember. my dear one, that you are deeply loved exactly as you are. Not because of what you accomplish or how bright your light seems to others, but because of your inherent worth as a beloved child of the universe. This love is always available to you, a steady flame that never fades, even when you feel lost or uncertain. So, as you continue on this journey, keep listening to those gentle whispers of your heart. Let them guide you toward the next step, however small it may be. And know that every step you take is a sacred dance, a beautiful unfolding of the unique light that only you can bring into the world. Now, take a deep breath and feel the presence of that light within you, steady and true, waiting patiently for you to embrace it fully. And as you do, you might begin to sense a new kind of peace, a quiet knowing that you are exactly where you need to be and that your journey, with all its twists and turns, is unfolding perfectly. With this peace settling in, you might start to wonder what it truly means to live in alignment with your light every single day. What choices, what habits, what attitudes support this radiant way of being? How can you invite your light to shine, not just in moments of calm and clarity, but also in the midst of life's inevitable challenges and uncertainty? These are beautiful questions to hold close as you move forward, ready to explore what it means to live fully and authentically in your own unique glow. Living in alignment with your light every day is really about coming home to yourself over and over again. It's about choosing, moment by moment, to honor what feels true and nourishing deep inside, even when the world around you pulls you in 100 different directions. Sometimes that might mean setting gentle boundaries with others, not out of anger or separation, but from a place of self-respect and care. It's okay to say no to things that drain you or pull you away from your center, and yes to the things that fill you up, no matter how small or simple they may seem. You might find that living in this alignment calls for you to cultivate certain habits, practices that remind you of your sacred worth and help you stay connected to your inner light. Maybe it's starting your day with a moment of quiet reflection, a prayer, or a breath that grounds you. Maybe it's journaling your thoughts and feelings, giving voice to what's inside so it doesn't get lost or tangled in the noise of daily life. Or perhaps it's moving your body in a way that feels joyful. Whether that's dancing in your living room, stretching with the sunrise, or taking a walk in nature to feel the earth beneath your feet. These acts, while simple, are powerful invitations to your soul to show up fully and authentically. And let's talk about the attitude you bring to each day, because that matters so much. When challenges arise, and they will, because that's part of the human experience, try to meet them with compassion for yourself rather than harsh judgment. Imagine you're holding your own hand through whatever feels hard or confusing. You don't have to fix everything right away, or even at all. Sometimes, just being present with your experience without rushing or resisting is the greatest gift you can give yourself. This kind of presence is like a warm blanket, wrapping you in safety and acceptance. It's also helpful to remember that your light isn't a fixed point or a finish line. It's more like a flame that dances and shifts, growing brighter and sometimes flickering, moving with the rhythm of your life. When you embrace this fluidity, you give yourself permission to ebb and flow with grace, to lean into rest when you need it, to celebrate bursts of energy and creativity, and to be patient during times when your light feels dimmer. This ebb and flow is natural, and it's a sign that you are alive and growing. You may notice that as you nurture this relationship with your light, your perspective on what truly matters begins to shift. The things that once seemed urgent or critical might lose their grip on you, while simple joys and moments of connection become more precious. Your priorities may gently realign, guiding you toward what feeds your spirit rather than what depletes it. This doesn't mean life becomes perfect or free from difficulty, but that your inner compass grows stronger, helping you navigate with more ease and confidence. Another beautiful part of living in alignment with your light is the way it opens your heart to others. When you feel more connected to your own truth, you naturally extend more kindness and understanding outward. You become a beacon of encouragement for those around you, not by trying to fix or change them, but by simply being your authentic self. This authenticity invites others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of healing and love that spreads far beyond what you might imagine. If you feel comfortable, I invite you now to pause and reflect. What's one small way you've noted your light showing up in your daily life recently? Maybe it was a moment of patience with yourself, a kind word to a stranger, or a choice to rest when you needed it. If you'd like, share that moment in the comments below. Your experience could inspire someone else to recognize their own light, shining in the ordinary moment. As you continue to explore this path, remember that it's okay to ask for support. Sometimes, living in alignment with your light means reaching out to a trusted friend, a mentor, or a community that lifts you up. You were never meant to walk this journey alone. Connection is a vital part of nurturing your light, and it's perfectly natural and brave to seek it when you need it, and when doubts creep in, as they inevitably will. Remind yourself of the truth you already know deep down. You are enough. You have always been enough. Your light, in its unique shape and color, adds something irreplaceable to the world. Trust that even when you can't see it clearly, others feel its warmth and are touched by it. So, as you move through your days, keep leaning into the small, consistent acts of love and presence that keep your light glowing. Whether it's a quiet breath, a moment of gratitude, or a smile you share. These are the threads that weave a life rich with meaning and joy. And remember, it's not about perfection or constant brightness. It's about showing up again and again, with an open heart and a willingness to be seen as you hold these thoughts. You might begin to wonder about the role of forgiveness in this journey, how forgiving yourself and others can clear space for your light to shine even more freely. Forgiveness isn't always easy, but it can be one of the most powerful ways to release burdens and step more fully into your radiant self. When you're ready, we can explore together what forgiveness looks like and how it can gently transform your inner landscape. I'm so glad you're here, still listening. Stay still open. Forgiveness. Yeah, that word can feel heavy sometimes, can't it? Like it's this big, daunting mountain you have to climb before you can move forward. But really, forgiveness is more. Like a gentle breeze that helps clear the air inside you. It's not about forgetting or pretending that something hurtful didn't happen. It's about choosing to stop carrying around the sharp stones of resentment and pain in your heart so you can walk lighter. Freer. Start with yourself. My dear one, forgiving yourself can be one of the hardest things because you live inside your own mind every day, witnessing every stumble and misstep. But I want you to know that every time you forgive yourself, you're giving your soul permission to heal. You're saying that you are worthy of kindness and compassion, even when you mess up or fall short of what you hoped for. Mistakes don't define you. They are moments of learning and growth, not chains that bind you forever. Think about it like this. Imagine holding a small child who's just learning to walk. They will fall, sometimes hard, but you don't scold them or turn away in disappointment. You hold them close, you help them rise, you cheer them on. That's exactly how I want you to treat yourself, with that same gentle patience and unwavering love. When you catch yourself in a moment of self-criticism, pause and ask, what would I say to that child? Then try offering those words to your own heart. Forgiving others can feel even more complicated, especially if the wounds run deep. It's okay to take your time with this. Forgiveness isn't a race or a checklist. Sometimes it means setting boundaries to protect yourself, while still holding space for healing to happen. Other times, it's about releasing the need for revenge or resentment, even if reconciliation isn't possible or safe. Remember, forgiveness is primarily for your own peace. It's not about excusing harmful behavior or pretending everything is okay. When it's not, you might find it helpful to start small. Maybe there's someone you're carrying a little irritation or disappointment about, someone who said something unkind or didn't meet your expectation. What would it feel like to offer them a moment of understanding? Even if it's just recognizing that they're human and imperfect, just like you. This doesn't mean you agree with what happened or that you invite harm into your life. It simply means you're choosing to unclench your heart and make room for peace. If you're comfortable, I invite you to share in the comments below a small way you've experienced forgiveness recently. Whether it's forgiving yourself for a late start to the day, forgiving a friend for a misunderstanding, or even forgiving the world for feeling overwhelming sometimes. Your story might be the light that helps someone else begin their own journey toward relief. As you explore forgiveness, you might notice a softening inside, a loosening of tension that's been held tightly for years. This softening is a sacred space where your light can shine more brightly, uninterrupted by shadows of anger or pain. It's like clearing away the clutter in a room so the sunlight can pour in freely, warming every corner. And here's something beautiful about forgiveness. It's not a one-and-done event. It's a practice, a continual unfolding. You might forgive someone one day and find the feeling returning again later. That's okay. Each time you return to forgiveness, you deepen your freedom and your capacity to love. It's a cycle of healing that nourishes your soul and strengthens your connection to your true self. Remember, forgiveness also extends to the parts of yourself that you might have hidden away or been ashamed of. Those fears, doubts, or flaws you think make you less lovable. When you bring forgiveness here, you're embracing your wholeness. You're telling yourself that every piece of you is sacred and worthy of love, even the parts that feel messy or complicated. Sometimes it helps to imagine holding all these parts of yourself and others in a warm, glowing light. Picture this light as gentle and expansive, wrapping around your heart and softening the edges of pain. Breathe into this image, letting it fill you with calm and acceptance. This light is always there, waiting for you to come back to it as you practice forgiveness. You might notice your relationships shifting too. Old resentments that once created distance can begin to dissolve, making space for deeper understanding and connection. You don't have to force this or expect it to happen overnight. Just trust that each step you take toward forgiveness plants seeds of peace that will blossom in their own time. I want to remind you that you're not alone in this. Every person you meet is carrying their own stories of hurt and healing. When you forgive, you're also contributing to a larger ripple of compassion in the world. Your courage to soften your heart inspires others to do the same, creating a collective light that can illuminate even the darkest places. And if forgiveness feels too big right now, that's perfectly okay. Sometimes the best thing you can do is simply acknowledge where you are without judgment. You might say to yourself, "I'm not ready yet," and that's all right. Holding space for your feelings as they are is an important part of this journey. So, as you hold this invitation to forgiveness, know that it's a gift you give yourself, a gift of lightness, freedom, and love. And like all gifts, it unfolds in its own beautiful time and way, in moments both big and small. With this in your heart, you might begin to wonder how forgiveness can connect with gratitude, and how these two powerful energies together can transform your experience of life. Gratitude, the quiet magic that often hides in the corners of our days, waiting patiently to be noticed. It's like a gentle whisper reminding you of the good that still exists, even when the world feels heavy or uncertain. And when you pair forgiveness with gratitude, something truly beautiful happens. They become companions on your journey, each one lifting the other, weaving together a tapestry of healing, peace, and joy that can sustain you through life's ups and downs. Think about it for a moment. Forgiveness clears the space inside you by releasing the weight of pain and resentment, and gratitude fills that space with light and appreciation. It's not about forcing yourself to be cheerful or ignoring what's hard. Instead, it's about finding little sparks of goodness amid the challenges. Those moments, people, or simple blessings that remind you that life is still rich and meaningful. When you practice both forgiveness and gratitude, you create a powerful cycle where healing and hope grow hand in hand. Maybe you've noticed that when you hold on to grudges or wounds, it's hard to feel thankful. The heart feels closed, tightened by hurt and disappointment. But when you choose forgiveness, even in the smallest way, you begin to open that heart just enough to glimpse something worth appreciating. It could be the kindness of a friend, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the sound of birds singing, or the strength you found within yourself to keep going. Gratitude doesn't erase the pain, but it softens its edges and invites you to see the fullness of your experience. I invite you to try a simple practice. Each day, take a few moments to breathe deeply and think of one thing you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be huge or perfect. Sometimes it's the tiniest details that hold the most meaning. And as you do this, gently remind yourself of something you've forgiven. Whether it's a past mistake, a hurt from someone else, or a part of yourself you've struggled to accept. Notice how these two feelings, gratitude and forgiveness, shift your mood, your energy, your perspective. You might even find it helpful to keep a little journal or a notes app where you jot down these moments. Over time, you'll create a collection of light-filled snapshots that you can return to whenever life feels overwhelming or dark. This practice is a way of training your heart to recognize goodness and kindness, both in the world around you and within yourself. It's a way of nourishing your soul with gentle reminders that no matter what, there is always something to be thankful for. Sometimes, gratitude can also deepen your forgiveness. When you remember the lessons learned from difficult experiences, or the ways you've grown stronger through challenges, gratitude can shine a light on the hidden gifts within pain. Maybe you've discovered resilience you didn't know you had, or empathy for others who struggle, or a new path that wouldn't have appeared without those hard moments. Seeing these gifts doesn't mean you had to suffer or that the pain was okay. It just means you're honoring the complexity of your journey, embracing both the shadows and the light. And here's a tender truth. Being grateful doesn't mean you have to be grateful for everything all at once. You can hold space for your sorrow and your joy, your anger and your appreciation. Life is messy and beautiful like that. Sometimes you might feel grateful for the support of a friend while still feeling sadness about a loss. Both feelings can live side by side, and that's perfectly human. Forgiveness and gratitude together invite you to embrace the fullness of your heart, without rushing or pushing away what doesn't feel comfortable yet. You might be wondering how this all plays out in your relationship. Well, when you carry forgiveness and gratitude within you, it changes how you show up with others. You'll find yourself a bit more patient, a little more understanding, and perhaps more willing to see the good in people's intention, even when their actions aren't perfect. This doesn't mean you accept harm or ignore your boundary. It means you recognize the humanity in everyone, including yourself. It's a gentle reminder that everyone is doing the best they can with what they have in that moment. If you feel moved, I'd love for you to share in the comments below. One small thing you're grateful for today. And if you feel comfortable, a moment when forgiveness touched your heart recently. Your words might be just the light someone else needs to hear. Remember, your story matters, not only because it's yours, but because it connects us all in this shared human journey. As you bring these practices into your life, you may notice subtle shifts in how you experience your days. Maybe mornings feel a little less heavy, or your interactions with others carry a softer tone. Perhaps you find a quiet joy in the ordinary, or a renewed sense of hope when challenges arise. These are the whispers of transformation, the gentle unfolding of your soul's healing. And as you walk this path, remember that forgiveness and gratitude are not destinations to be reached, but companions to walk alongside you. Some days, one will feel easier to hold than the other, and that's okay. Trust the rhythm of your heart and honor where you are in each moment. There is no rush, no pressure. Only the invitation to show up with kindness for yourself and the world around you. So, with this gentle invitation in your heart, you might begin to wonder how these energies, forgiveness and gratitude, can ripple outward beyond your own life, touching the lives of those around you and even the wider world.